everybody. Medium Kim here. So happy to have you join along for this short little video. Today we're talking about shared near-death awareness, and shared crossings, and what's the difference. And I just hope you're doing well. I know we've got a lot of weather going on in California and other places around the world. And so this is, these big times. And I just remember to reach out to the community, stay safe. Of course, I know you're doing your best you can, and it will pass. I do think this is a year that will be giving us a time where we can reflect on who we really are, our true spirit, our true inner core of peace. And this is a perfect time to go into that to remind us about our true self. Okay, so as far as my experience as a hospice bedside nurse for so many years, the near death awareness is that time when people who are in transition are very aware of the other side. They have become mediums as the spirit is gets bigger, the humans getting smaller, the physical, but the spirit gets bigger. And as our spirit expands, and this is really for anybody, you don't have to be in transition, but as our energy field gets more porous and aware, then we can see on the other side. We have our little trips to heaven. We see the moms, the dads, the sisters, the brothers, the loved ones, the pets, and then of course the angels. Angels are big at the time of transition. It's funny because I don't see that many guides. What I normally see are angels, loved ones, and the masters, such as Master Yeshua or Mary, Buddha, even. That's who I normally see as a medium. Now, so when somebody's transitioning, so that's what we call near-death awareness. It's not these, and I know you guys know this, these are not hallucinations, these are visions. So people will tell me sometimes, oh, they're hallucinating, they're talking to their mom or whatever. And I always remind them that it's really a vision, it's a great opportunity to explain the difference. Now, here's an example. I had a patient, one of my very, very first hospice patient, named Bill. He was only 32 years old. And every night, I would say this happened about a month before he passed, he would walk from his bed to the kitchen table. Oh, and that might have been, 2 rooms away. Sit at the table, light a candle, and start talking to unseen others. His parents stayed with him. They didn't see who he was talking to, but he was having very interesting conversations, and it seemed to be about when it was going to be time to go. When would be the right time? So that's considered near-death awareness. It's not always that distinct. Sometimes it's just mumbling in the middle of the night. It could be reaching out. It could be, who's at the end of my bed? It could be, usually it's that kind of thing. I see people kissing somebody in the spirit world, or they're hugging, again, reaching, or they even say, look at all the angels. Look at it. One time I was walking into a patient room, and this was at a hospital, and she wasn't even really dying, actually, because I think she had gotten better. Now, I walked into her bed, though, or close to her bed, and I stepped right next to her bed, and it's like, oh my gosh, I could feel the angels right there. Now, that would be a shared near-death awareness. When I walk over and I'm feeling with the angels, or seeing the angels that are surrounding them. And I said, do you believe in angels? To her, because that was so strong. I felt about 6. And as I walked to the bed, I could see the 6 angels that were around her bed. And they felt very much to me like a little bit bigger than humans, but love. It was all love, and they were just supporting her, giving her, giving her love. And even though she wasn't terribly sick, but she was bedfast. Now, so I just said to her, I'd never met her before. I said, "Do you believe in angels?" And she said, "Yes, of course. There's angels all around my bed." And it's like, oh, okay. So she was having her near death awareness, even though she had gotten better. She was having the near death awareness of the angels around her bed. But I also could share in that experience. So that would be a shared near death awareness. Okay. And by the way, I made that term up. I coined that term. So I'm not sure if other people use it or not. Now, the difference between that and a shared crossing is, so a shared near death awareness, she had not crossed over, she was still here. A shared crossing would be when, for me or a family member could do this as well, when somebody has crossed over or about to cross over, and you're right there at the time of crossing, and I would say it's within 30 minutes, either way of the last breath, and that's just an estimate. It could be an hour, or maybe a little different. I mean, I don't know that time matters that much, but pretty close to the time of crossing. When you step into the energy field, at least for me, the way it works for me, when I step into the energy field of somebody who had perhaps just crossed, I step what feels like into heaven, like a little step into heaven. And for instance, I had a man who had crossed about 30 minutes prior. I went to his room. I didn't notice anything, talking to the family. When I stepped into his energy field within 3 feet, I all of a sudden had been moved into the spirit world. And I mean, I was still standing, but my, it was mostly subjective. Some of it was objective. In other words, some of it I felt like it was outside of me, but it was like I was seeing the flowers, smelling the flowers, hearing the music, meeting the people, like mingling, like working with the priests in the family that that was meeting him. I was there too, and so it was just a few moments, but that would be a shared crossing. And then as I noticed that, and I could still talk and all that, I wasn't totally like in unconscious or anything. But then when I could step out of it, when I got away, 3 feet away from his body, it's like I had stepped out of it. It was very interesting that it happens when I'm close and then I step away and I'm not there anymore. So that's interesting. That's a shared crossing. Now, some people can have a shared crossing just sitting at the bedside with intention. That was by the way, that time was purely accident. But some people can have that intention of having a shared crossing as you're sitting at the time of death and crossing with them, a little visit into heaven and back. Okay, these are just some examples, and I can bring, forward here. I'll give some more examples as we go along. I want to remind everybody, though, no matter what, we are not alone ever, ever. And just as the earth is supported in the cosmos by love, and I know there's more to this support of the earth than just the physics of gravity or movement. There's more to it than that. Yesterday, when I was doing my daily meditation, and I usually will try to write afterwards. And the message I got yesterday is, and this is a little postcard from Spirit, is that Earth is supported just like a baby. Just like a baby, and each planet is also supported by love. We are all part of this love. We're all connected not only to each other on Earth, not only to Earth, but to all the cosmos. And I'm getting the chills as I say that. We are connected to everything. There is no way we're alone. And it is this love substance that feels palpable. It's not just etheric. It's very palpable. And the more we can focus on the love essence of who we are inside and maybe how we want to create the world for ourselves, then the stronger we're going to have that around us and the more support we have. I know doesn't exactly relate to shared death awareness, but the main point is that we never are alone during our life, at the time of transition, or just after transition and into the life after life. So I hope this is helpful to you guys. I'm going to continue to do these little videos on this life after life transitioning process, and I will see you very soon. All right. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.